They don't realize the simple basic guidelines that we can give our bodies to get the most out of our bodies. People are getting old too young. I have a friend and she works with Alzheimer's Australia. She said, I have 20 patients in their 40s with Alzheimer's. And remember what I said yesterday. If you're given a label, it might not necessarily be true. We've been given one title, getting older. It's something we all experience. And if you're watching this, chances are you've started to feel it too. Maybe it's the stiffness in your knees when you get up in the morning, or how naps feel more necessary than optional these days. Or maybe it's that feeling that time is flying by a little too fast. But here's the truth. Most people never tell you aging doesn't have to mean falling apart. Not if we understand what's really happening in our bodies and learn what small habits are silently speeding it all up. Many of us, without even knowing, are doing things every single day that actually age us faster. They seem harmless. In fact, they might even be part of your daily routine, like skipping meals because you're just not hungry, or sitting a bit longer each day because it's more comfortable than moving. These habits can slowly chip away at your energy, your memory, and your independence. But here's the good news. It's not too late to turn it around. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 9 common habits that might be holding you back. Habits that are quietly aging your body, your mind, and your spirit. And more importantly, I'll show you how to shift them gently in ways that feel good and natural, because you deserve to feel strong, sharp, and joyful at any age. Before we start, drop in the comments from where you are watching this video and what health topic you'd like to see in the next video. Let's take a moment to talk about what aging really is. Because for most of us, aging just means the surface stuff. Wrinkles, gray hair, maybe some extra time getting out of a chair. But inside your body, there's a whole lot more going on. Every day, your cells are working hard to repair damage, fight off illness, and keep things running smoothly. But over time, those little repair jobs take longer. Your body starts to lose some of its bounce back. It's not your fault. This happens to everyone. Your muscles slowly shrink if they're not being used. Bones become a bit thinner. Your skin dries out more easily. Even your brain can start to slow down a little. Not because you're not smart, but because it's simply not getting the same support it once did. Now, here's something important to understand. This process doesn't just happen because of age. It speeds up or slows down based on your habits. Think of your body like a garden. If you water it, give it sunlight, and pull the weeds, it grows strong. But if you neglect it for too long, things start to fade faster than they should. That's why 2 people the same age can look and feel completely different. One might be active, laughing, and sharp. The other tired, stiff, and foggy. It's not about luck, it's about how we treat ourselves. And that's exactly why this matters. Because if you understand what's going on inside, you'll see that it's not too late to care for your body in a better way. Aging is natural, but how you age, that's something you have more control over than you might think. Number 1, skipping meals or eating too little. You might think, well, I'm just not that hungry anymore. And that's something I hear often, especially as we get older. Appetite changes. Food doesn't taste the same. Cooking feels like a chore, especially if you're alone. So you start grazing, maybe skipping meals altogether. But here's what's really happening behind the scenes when you don't eat enough, especially protein-rich or nutrient-dense meals. Your body starts to pull energy from somewhere else. And do you know where it goes first? Your muscles. Now you might think, I don't need big muscles at my age. But your muscles aren't just for lifting things. They help you stand, walk, keep your balance. They protect your bones from breaking. They even help regulate your blood sugar and immune system. So when you skip meals too often or eat meals that are mostly toast and tea, you slowly lose strength without realizing it. One day it's harder to get out of a chair. The next you're avoiding the stairs, and that's when independence starts to slip. Your body needs fuel, real food, regularly to function, heal, and keep you sharp. Even a small balanced meal 3 times a day can change the way you feel within a week. Because aging isn't about eating less, it's about eating smarter. Number 2, sitting for hours without movement. It often starts with something simple. Maybe a favorite chair by the window, the afternoon news, or your usual crossword. Before you know it, the day slips by, and you realize you haven't moved much at all. Now, rest is important, your body needs time to recover. But when sitting becomes the main event of your day after day, that's when problems start sneaking in. See, the human body wasn't made to sit still for long stretches, especially not as we age. Blood flow slows down, muscles begin to stiffen, joints get tighter, and the less we move, the more our body forgets how to. But here's the part most people don't realize. Sitting too much can actually increase your risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and even memory problems. Not because sitting is bad in itself, but because stillness over time sends the message that the body doesn't need to stay strong anymore. Think of it like a car that sits in the driveway for too long. It gets rusty, even if it's never crashed. The fix doesn't have to be hard. You don't need to run marathons, just standing up every hour, walking around the house, doing light stretches in the kitchen. It all counts. It all matters. Movement is medicine. Gentle daily movement keeps your body young, your mind sharp, and your heart full of life. Why should we be drinking water? A man said to me, "Everyone tells me to drink water." You told me why. So let me tell you why. So let's have a look at water loss in a day. So from the kidneys, now please bear with me here because I'm an Australian. So I'm going to say liter, but I think you realize in the US, a quart is the same as the liter. So from the kidneys, we have 1.5 liter loss in a day. From the colon, we have 0.3 of a liter loss in the day. From the lungs, we have a 2 of a liter loss. And what's a surprise to most is from the skin, we have a 0.5 of a liter loss. So that's 2.5 liter loss. So liter loss in a 24-hour period. We need to be replacing 2 liters or 2 quarts of water. Same with the adults. How many adults get up in the morning? First thing they have is, say, orange juice and a cup of coffee. Isn't that the traditional breakfast fluids? And what are they doing when they have their orange juice and their cup of coffee? They're thirsty. They're trying to hydrate, but neither will hydrate them. How clean would your body be if you washed it in orange juice? How clean would your body be if you washed it in a cup of coffee? Water and water alone will supply what the body needs. Number 3, not drinking enough water. It sounds so simple, just drink more water. Yet dehydration remains one of the most overlooked factors that can speed up aging, especially among older adults. It's incredibly common to neglect hydration without even realizing it. Maybe you don't feel as thirsty as you used to, or perhaps you're consciously limiting your fluid intake to avoid frequent trips to the bathroom. Some older adults might not even notice they're drinking more coffee, tea, or soda than plain water. It's an easy habit to fall into. But here's what's quietly happening inside your body when you don't drink enough water. Your joints, like those stiff knees and aching hips, lose their natural cushion, becoming more susceptible to pain and inflammation. Water acts as a lubricant, and without it, your movements can feel more restricted. Your skin, too, begins to show the signs of dehydration. What was once plump and resilient becomes thinner, drier, and more fragile. Fine lines and wrinkles appear more prominent, and your skin may even develop a dull, tired look. But it doesn't stop there. Dehydration also affects your brain. You might feel foggy, dizzy, or forgetful, and it's tempting to chalk it up to old age. But in reality, your brain is simply craving hydration. Water is essential for maintaining cognitive function, and even mild dehydration can impair memory, attention, and concentration. Internally, your kidneys and liver rely on water to flush out toxins from your bloodstream. When you're dehydrated, these organs can't work efficiently, leading to toxin buildup that can harm your health and age your organs faster than you might realize. This can affect your entire body, from your cardiovascular system to your digestion. Even mild dehydration can lead to constipation, making you feel sluggish and uncomfortable. Hydration, the key to vitality. So how much water do you really need? While the classic recommendation is around 8 cups a day, the truth is that your needs may vary. Factors like your body size, activity level, medications, and climate all play a role. Aim for at least 6 to 8 cups daily, more if it's hot or if you're taking medications that can cause fluid loss, like diuretics. The good news is that staying hydrated doesn't mean you have to chug large amounts of water all at once. Sipping throughout the day is often more beneficial and less overwhelming. Keep a glass or reusable water bottle nearby as a visual reminder. If plain water feels boring, add a slice of lemon, cucumber, or a splash of natural juice for flavor. Herbal teas can also count toward your fluid intake, as long as they're caffeine-free. Remember, water isn't just refreshing, it's essential for maintaining a youthful body and a sharp mind. Make hydration a habit by linking it to daily activities. For example, drink a glass of water first thing in the morning, one before each meal, and one before bed. These small routines ensure you stay consistently hydrated. Number 4, not getting enough sleep. We often underestimate the importance of sleep, especially as we get older. You might tell yourself, I just don't need as much sleep anymore. But here's the reality. Your body still requires deep, quality sleep to function optimally. In fact, your need for rest doesn't decrease with age. It's just that your sleep patterns may change, and that can lead to confusion about how much sleep you actually need. The research is clear. You should aim for around 8 hours of sleep each night. A good way to structure your day is the simple formula: 8 hours to work, 8 hours to play, and 8 hours to sleep. It's a balanced approach that allows for productivity, relaxation, and rejuvenation. Yet many older adults settle for just 6 hours of sleep, believing it's sufficient. Here's the problem. 6 hours may feel okay, but that's deceptive. Studies show that after 10 nights of only 6 hours of sleep, both physical and cognitive performance can drop by 50%. You may not feel the full impact right away, but the decline is real and cumulative. After 4 hours of sleep, it's obvious you feel terrible. After 6 hours, you might think you're functioning fine, but your body and brain are silently suffering. Why quality sleep matters. Lack of sleep does more than just make you feel tired. It impacts your body at a cellular level. During deep sleep, your body repairs muscles, cleanses the brain, and regulates hormones. Without this restorative sleep, your immune system weakens, making you more susceptible to illnesses. Your mood takes a hit, leading to increased anxiety or irritability. And over time, chronic sleep deprivation can increase your risk of heart disease, stroke, weight gain, and even Alzheimer's. Sleep also plays a crucial role in brain health. When you sleep, your brain goes through a cleansing process that removes toxins, including beta amyloid, a protein linked to Alzheimer's. Poor sleep disrupts this process, leaving behind waste that can harm brain function. Building better sleep habits. The good news? Improving your sleep quality is within your control. Start by establishing a regular bedtime routine. Try to go to bed and wake up at the same time each day, even on weekends. Consistency reinforces your body's internal clock, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up refreshed. Avoid screens an hour before bedtime. The blue light from phones and TVs can interfere with your body's production of melatonin, the sleep hormone. Instead, create a calming pre-sleep ritual, like reading a book, listening to soft music, or practicing deep breathing exercises. Temperature plays a role too. Keep your bedroom cool and dark to encourage deeper sleep. You may also find it helpful to invest in comfortable bedding or blackout curtains to optimize your sleep environment. If napping is part of your routine, try to limit it to 20 to 30 minutes and avoid sleeping too late in the afternoon. Long or late naps can make it harder to fall asleep at night. Combining hydration and sleep for better aging. It's fascinating how interconnected hydration and sleep are. Dehydration can make sleep harder to come by, as your body struggles to regulate temperature and maintain comfort. Similarly, poor sleep can increase dehydration by disrupting hormone regulation, leading to increased thirst and dry mouth. Taking control of these two key areas, hydration and sleep, can drastically improve your overall well-being. When your body is properly hydrated and well-rested, you'll notice clearer thinking, better mobility, and more resilient health. Small changes, like drinking more water and committing to a bedtime routine, can have a profound impact. Remember, aging doesn't have to mean slowing down or feeling sluggish. By prioritizing hydration and sleep, you're actively choosing vitality, energy, and a healthier, happier you. Start today and let these simple habits become the foundation of your wellness journey. Number 5, isolating yourself or staying socially disconnected. You might think, I enjoy my quiet. I'm fine being on my own. And that's completely understandable. especially if you've lost a partner, close friends have moved away, or your kids have their own busy lives. But what we sometimes call peace and quiet can slowly turn into something else. Isolation and loneliness, though silent, can be just as harmful to your health as smoking or obesity. Human beings were never meant to live completely alone. We're wired for connection, conversation, laughter, touch, even just the simple act of being seen. When you withdraw too much, your brain notices, cognitive function can slow down. The risk of depression rises, sleep gets worse, and your immune system becomes weaker. In fact, researchers have found that loneliness can increase the risk of heart disease, stroke, and even dementia. Not because you're doing anything wrong, but because the body interprets isolation as a kind of stress it doesn't know how to fix. Now, this doesn't mean you need to be surrounded by people all the time, but even small steps like a phone call with a friend, a chat with a neighbor, joining a community class, or visiting the library can reignite that vital sense of connection. Because staying socially connected isn't just about avoiding loneliness. It's one of the most powerful things you can do to stay sharp, happy, and fully alive inside and out. So every time you learn something new, another dendrite grows. That one brain cell can develop 70,000 dendrites. I can hardly get my mind around that one. And you know what the research shows? We can be growing new dendrites right up until the day we die. So there are 3 things we can grow. We can grow new pathways, we can grow new dendrites, and we can even grow new brain cells. So what's the bad news about shrinking? If you don't use your brain cells, you will lose them. I love the story about the 90-year-old man who learned to play the piano and the 92-year-old man who graduated from law school. It's time, students. Number 6, not using your brain enough. It's easy to think that aging just means slowing down, especially when it comes to mental sharpness. After all, you might not be reading as many books as you used to or solving as many puzzles. But here's the thing. Your brain is just like any other muscle in the body. It needs exercise too. If you don't keep challenging it, it starts to get rusty. You may notice that you're forgetting names more often, misplacing things, or struggling to remember a simple fact. But the brain's decline isn't inevitable. It's largely based on what you do or don't do with it. One of the biggest mistakes people make as they age is stopping mentally engaging activities. They assume that retirement means turning off the mental gears, watching TV all day, zoning out, or letting routine take over. But that's exactly what can accelerate memory loss and cognitive decline. So what can you do instead? Read books, even if they're not your usual choice. Play games that challenge your thinking, like crossword puzzles, Sudoku, or even strategy-based board games. Learn something new, a language, an instrument, a new hobby. The more you stretch your mind, the better it stays at adapting and recalling. Just like physical exercise strengthens your body, mental exercise keeps your brain sharp and agile. And here's a bonus. Keeping your brain active can help protect against conditions like dementia and Alzheimer's. Because aging doesn't have to mean forgetting, it can mean learning more. Number 7, neglecting your dental health. You might think that as long as you're not in pain, your teeth and gums are fine. But neglecting your dental health, especially as you get older, can have a big impact on your overall well-being. It's more than just having a nice smile. It's about your heart, your joints, and your ability to eat and enjoy life. The connection between oral health and overall health is strong. Poor dental hygiene can lead to gum disease, which in turn can increase your risk of heart disease and stroke. Bacteria from your mouth can enter your bloodstream, affecting vital organs and systems. And that's not even the worst part. Neglecting your teeth can also make eating harder. And as we age, good nutrition becomes even more important. If you don't have healthy teeth, you might start avoiding certain foods like fruits, vegetables, or proteins that keep your body strong. This can result in nutrient deficiencies, which speed up the aging process. But here's the good news. It's never too late to start caring for your dental health. Brush your teeth twice a day, floss daily, keep up with regular dentist visits, even if it's just for a checkup. Small steps like these can keep your mouth healthy, prevent infections, and make eating easier. Because a healthy smile isn't just about looking good, it's about feeling good too. God designed that this living machinery be in daily activity, and in that activity is its preserving power. So what's a preservative? It's something that stops you going bad or off. And when I meet people in their latter years of life who are looking very good, I already know they must be exercising. And remember, muscle knows no age. Whether you're 9 or 90, you can have strong muscles. Well, what is the problem? The problem is the lady doesn't realize that because she has not been exercising, her muscles are getting very, very weak, very, very soft. And the poor doctor goes in to stitch things up and he can't stitch it up. So he has to put some mesh in there. So please don't blame the mesh and please don't blame the doctor. They're doing the best they can. So what's the problem? The problem is education. The problem is that people don't realize they got to keep these bodies in good working order. Number 8, overlooking strength training and physical activity. As we age, it's tempting to think that our days of lifting weights or doing intense workouts are behind us. Perhaps you believe that a brisk walk or a few light stretches will suffice. But the reality is, strength training becomes increasingly important as we get older. Why? Because our muscles naturally lose mass over time, a process known as sarcopenia. If you don't actively work to build or maintain muscle, that loss accelerates, leaving you weaker, more prone to falls, and vulnerable to injuries. The good news? Staying strong doesn't mean you have to hit the gym and lift heavy weights. You don't need to bench press your body weight or train like a professional athlete. The key is to keep your muscles engaged, even through simple movements. Resistance bands, light dumbbells, or bodyweight exercises like squats, lunges, and push-ups can all make a significant difference. You can even turn everyday tasks into strength-building opportunities, like getting up from a chair repeatedly or taking the stairs instead of the elevator. The important thing is consistency, not intensity. Strength training isn't just about building muscle, it's about maintaining your overall health. Strong muscles support your joints, improve bone density, and help regulate blood sugar levels, reducing the risk of diabetes. Plus, maintaining muscle mass is linked to improved mood, reduced anxiety, and better mental clarity. Research shows that physical activity stimulates the release of endorphins, which can combat feelings of depression and anxiety, something particularly vital as mental health challenges become more prevalent with age. In Australia, for instance, mental health statistics are staggering. Half of Australians will experience a mental illness at some point, and 1,700 new cases of Alzheimer's disease are diagnosed every day. This highlights a concerning gap in our understanding of brain health. People often say, "I have depression," without realizing that depression itself is not a cause but an effect, a response to various life factors. Dr. Neil Nedley, an American physician specializing in lifestyle medicine, authored a book titled Depression: A Way Out. In it, he presents compelling stories of individuals who conquered depression, not by merely treating symptoms, but by addressing underlying causes. His approach emphasizes lifestyle changes, including physical activity, which not only strengthens the body, but also positively impacts mental well-being. Maintaining your physical strength directly correlates with preserving mental health. Regular strength training, just 15 to 20 minutes a few times a week, can help improve balance, reduce the risk of falls, and foster independence. As you build physical resilience, you're also cultivating mental fortitude, which can be a powerful tool in managing stress, preventing cognitive decline, and enhancing your quality of life. The message is simple. Staying strong isn't just about muscle. It's about maintaining a vibrant, independent, and mentally resilient life. The earlier you start, the greater the benefits. But even if you're starting later in life, it's never too late. Every small step counts, and every bit of movement matters. Keep moving, stay strong, and nurture both your body and mind. 9. Ignoring mental health and stress management. It's easy to brush off stress as just a normal part of life, especially as we age. After all, life inevitably brings its share of ups and downs, challenges, and losses. By the time you've reached your later years, you've likely endured countless stressful situations and come out the other side. It's tempting to think you've become resilient enough to handle whatever comes your way. But here's the hard truth. Unchecked stress can age you faster than you realize. Just because you've survived stressful moments in the past doesn't mean your body isn't feeling the cumulative effects. In fact, the longer you let stress sit unaddressed, the more it takes a toll on your physical and mental well-being. The biological impact of stress. When you're stressed, your body releases hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These are natural, even necessary in short bursts, helping you respond to danger or urgent situations. However, when stress becomes a regular part of life, these hormones can build up and start to cause harm. Chronic stress means that your body is constantly in a heightened state of alert, leading to a host of health issues. One of the most immediate impacts of prolonged stress is on the cardiovascular system. Elevated cortisol levels can raise your blood pressure, increase your heart rate, and over time damage your heart and arteries. This puts you at a higher risk for conditions like hypertension, stroke, and heart disease. Your immune system also takes a hit. Chronic stress suppresses immune function, leaving you more vulnerable to infections and slower to recover from illness. You might notice that you catch colds more often, or that small wounds take longer to heal. This is your body signaling that it's stretched too thin. Stress doesn't just affect the heart and immune system, it can also significantly disrupt your digestive health. High levels of cortisol can interfere with digestion, leading to symptoms like acid reflux, stomach cramps, and even irritable bowel syndrome, IBS. You may find that stress leaves you either with a lack of appetite or with cravings for unhealthy comfort foods, which can impact your weight and overall nutrition. Stress and cognitive decline. Perhaps one of the most concerning aspects of chronic stress is its impact on the brain. Stress hormones can alter brain structure, shrinking areas related to memory and emotional regulation. This means that long-term stress can literally change how your brain functions. It's no surprise that high stress levels are linked to cognitive decline, including memory loss and increased risk of conditions like dementia. Mentally, you may feel more scattered, foggy, or even overwhelmed by simple tasks. You might find yourself forgetting where you left your keys or feeling unusually disoriented when trying to follow a conversation. It's easy to dismiss these symptoms as just part of getting older, but often they're directly related to your stress levels. Stress and emotional health. Chronic stress also impacts your emotional well-being. It can make you more prone to mood swings, irritability, or sadness. For some, stress may lead to increased anxiety or depressive episodes. The pressure to remain strong or resilient, especially in older age, can make it harder to talk openly about these feelings. Unfortunately, bottling up emotions only intensifies stress, creating a cycle that feels hard to break. Many older adults hesitate to discuss their mental health because they feel they should be tougher by now. But stress doesn't respect age or experience. It affects everyone differently, and acknowledging it is not a sign of weakness. In fact, being honest about your mental health is the first step toward better self-care. Practical steps to manage stress. Managing stress doesn't have to mean making drastic lifestyle changes. Sometimes small, consistent actions can have a significant impact. 1. Mindfulness and meditation. One of the simplest yet most effective ways to combat stress is through mindfulness practices. Whether it's guided meditation, deep breathing exercises, or simply sitting quietly while focusing on your breath, these techniques can help calm the nervous system and lower cortisol levels. Just a few minutes a day can make a difference. 2. Physical activity. Staying active is crucial for managing stress. Exercise releases endorphins, the body's natural mood enhancers. You don't need to engage in intense workouts. Gentle activities like walking, stretching, or gardening are just as beneficial. Even dancing to your favorite music in the living room can lighten your mood. 3. Social connection. One of the biggest stress relievers is human connection. Talking to a friend, spending time with family, or participating in community activities can help alleviate feelings of isolation and provide much-needed support. Sometimes just knowing that someone understands your struggles can be immensely comforting. 4. Creative outlets. Expressing yourself creatively can serve as a powerful stress release. Whether it's painting, writing, knitting, or playing a musical instrument, doing something you love helps distract your mind from worries and recharges your spirit. 5. Sleep hygiene. Sleep and stress are interconnected. Poor sleep increases stress, and stress disrupts sleep. Develop a bedtime routine that promotes relaxation. Turn off screens an hour before bed. Keep your room cool and dark, and avoid caffeine in the evening. Prioritizing quality sleep gives your brain the downtime it needs to process emotions and rejuvenate. Talking about it. One of the most powerful tools against stress is simply talking about it. Share your concerns with someone you trust or speak with a mental health professional. Bottling up stress often makes it worse, but expressing your feelings, whether through conversation, journaling, or counseling, can provide relief. Reversing the effects. If you're already experiencing stress-related issues, don't worry. It's never too late to start taking better care of your mental health. Your body and mind are resilient, and with the right steps, you can reverse much of the damage. Start small, dedicate time to relaxation, reach out for support, and prioritize self-care. Remind yourself that stress is a part of life, but how you manage it makes all the difference. You don't have to face it alone. Whether through mindfulness, physical activity, social connections, or professional help, taking proactive steps today will help you feel more in control and more at peace tomorrow. Aging gracefully with a calm mind. Remember, stress management is not a luxury. It's essential for aging well. By prioritizing your mental health, you're not only extending your physical vitality, but also enhancing your quality of life. A calm mind is just as important as a healthy body, and taking the time to nurture both will help you thrive at any age. So take that first step. Whether it's practicing deep breathing, reconnecting with a friend, or seeking professional advice, choose one way to start reducing stress today. Your future self will thank you.